Alright, hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Syde versus Fly. This game taking place here on Twisted Meadows. We have Fly spawning as the blue orc over here on the top left-hand side of the map. At least I believe it's Syde, unless they decided to change things up on me. Nope, yes, it is in fact Syde. Meanwhile, Undead all the way across on the opposite side of the map. How's everything going today? Everything's going pretty well. Thank you very much for asking. Just streaming on Twitch here. Then I'll have to go ahead and make some dinner for the family, clean up the house. Not quite sure why these loaded properly, but then this one didn't load, like the animation. That really doesn't make any sense to me. Like, hey, how come these? Maybe it has to do with like fog of war, like. Yeah, did I like turn off and on fog of war and then all of a sudden, yeah, like I don't know why some in the buildings are not properly animated. But that could be a reason why, just the fact that you're watching the replay and it doesn't know to load these up or what exactly to do with it. Want to thank the community. Other people out there are giving me suggestions on how to improve my channel, apply art and overlay and things like that, and these are all things that I desperately want to do. I just don't know how to like boost it up on my particular YouTube channel, my Twitch channel. I could easily put some overlays onto my videos as well, but then again, I don't. Then I would almost have to have them customized for every single one of my videos, which would take a little bit of time. Something I don't have too much of, but if it would actually be a quality of life improvement on all of the videos in general, I don't mind doing it. Now, anyways, let's go ahead and break things down into this particular game. It is so far a 1 burrow opening coming in from Fly. Let's see if he is going to finish that Voodoo Lounge and then try and just go ahead and go straight into tier 2, foregoing any additional lumber items. This particular strategy can work out well because he does buy a lot of items from the shop here. The Voodoo Lounge ends up taking a bit of damage. A grunt could be right here, and what you're going to see is there is this particular pathing trick that we are trying to see done here. Alright, grunt now trying to head back. Grunt is going to go ahead and run on through to this location. You're going to see the rock golem then get stopped, and now that rock golem pretty much is stuck between the Blade Master and the grunt. Alright, let's take a look at this. The orc burrow will perhaps unload here in just a moment. You should be unloading. Where is it? Oh, yes, gets the item and everything else right there. Blade Master completely body blocks the Death Knight as well. Nicely done. And did he sell the Boots of Quoth the Loss? Alright, no, sorry. Blade Master did not sell the Boot to Quoth the Loss. I was looking at the Death Knight. I was going to go ahead and scratch my head for a very long time going, why would you sell the Boots of Quoth the Loss? An additional 1.8 armor on top of that, plus 6 damage. Pretty much exactly what the Blade Master wants. Circlet of Nobility getting added onto that. And that Blade Master pretty much has the agility and damage of a level 3 Blade Master without the critical strike or those abilities. Tech to tier 2 already underway. We are going now into double orc burrows. Meanwhile, the Death Knight Syde deciding to do a little bit of creeping of his own. Blade Master, very difficult to try and harass a Blade Master since he's able to wind walk and get around the map so quickly. Also, the Blade Master himself deals such a large amount of damage and is able to, well, absorb and heal up so much of it as well that, well, games of attrition early on against a Blade Master and a grunt generally don't go all that well. Picks up a second Circlet of Nobility there. There is that healing salve, and we'll see what is going to come of this. Syde with his first Crypt Fiend out onto the board. Let's take a look back across here. Blade Master now going to make its rounds over here as well. Perhaps try and get some damage. Is there Dust of Appearance? No Dust of Appearance. An interesting positioning by this Blade Master. Oh, there's the steal, and now going some damage onto that one Blade or Death Knight there. Death Knight taking a large bit of damage. Meanwhile, well, let's continue to look at this. Grunt is going to try and get in front of that Crypt Fiend, unable to do so. Gets a Death Coil off onto the Grunt instead of that Crypt Fiend. Perhaps the Crypt Fiend was not worried about falling there. There's that Death Coil now onto that Crypt Fiend. Death Knight purposely puts himself into harm's way as this low hit point Crypt Fiend gonna say, you know what, I may turn around and fight back here as there is a little bit of damage. Wow, those critical strikes coming in hot and heavy onto that one particular unit. Blade Master now trying to duck away. Let's take a look. Crypt Fiend now trying to pull away down to 88 hit, or nope, not 88, down to dead as the Blade Master able to finish things off. Death Knight is going to be able to finish it off. There's the Death Coil. Oh, wow. Death Coil trying to finish it off and down to 1 hit point. All right, 1 hit point escape by that Blade Master. Extremely committed. Pot committed there. That is pretty much like getting your hand caught in the river of a poker game, only to see that river card is exactly what you needed, able to get away at 1 hit point, as we're now looking at Grunts ready to engage off on the other side. Blade Master very much nearby, wanting to put in more pressure. Death Knight does have Dust of Appearance, and I got to believe the Death Knight will be using that here in just a moment. Let's take a look at that. Oh, damage straight up. Level 3 now onto the Blade Master. Blade Master absorbing a bit more damage there. No Dust of Appearance used. Death Knight still sitting at level 1, and this is a little bit of a problem because the Death Knight needs, or those Crypt Fiends need, that Unholy Aura to move around that much more quickly. Meanwhile, back on the other side, Fly doing a great job. As much of a problem as this Blade Master is, the fact that Fly is microing and using Grunts on other side of the map, getting additional experience on that level 3 Blade Master. That Blade Master is really just much stronger in the hands of Fly than in, well, your typical Battle.net player. Coming back around, Death Knight now with Frost Armor, the Lich, the natural counter to the Blade Master. You attack any unit and all of a sudden you find yourself much slower. Blade Master is currently revealed right now. Let's take a look. Blade Master comes across. Let's take a look. Dust of Appearance. Was it used? No, it wasn't. Not quite sure why it wasn't used right there, as the Blade Master are going to still wander around back and forth. Level 2 now on the Death Knight. Level 2, 1 Unholy Aura added in, and you're going to see some, well, just easy damage here as the Blade Master, there's the Dust of Appearance. Blade Master still sticking around. Is it going to try to go after that unit there? Yes, it does. Who picked up the item, as the Blade Master, well, picked up the Potion of Greater Mana, I believe. He didn't have any other time to pick up any strong items. Cloak of Shadows, however, given to the Lich. Lich didn't want the Cloak of Shadows, would have much preferred that Potion of Greater Mana. Now, follow-up play. Shadowhunter has joined in on the fight, and this is another sign of just Fly being able to control his army so well. The Shadowhunter already sitting at level 2 during all of that harassment by that Death Knight, by that Blade Master against that Death Knight. Death Knight level 2, Lich is sitting at level 1. As the units make their way back out. We should be going into, what is this? We are going into Necromancers. Alright, Necromancers, not your typical unit in the Undead matchup. And, well, we should also be wondering, are we going into Spirit Walkers? Warmill is getting online. There is a bestiary for Raiders, but no Spirit Walkers. If we do end up going Raise Skeletons, Animate Dead, things can go from, well, bad to worse. Now, people have been, I've got answered some questions regarding why I believe Raise Dead is generally not that good of an ability. Aside from using Raise Dead, and when you are going and you have meat wagons and you have things to actually animate, normally that Raise Dead only helps you win more. That extra 150 mana on a level 6 Death Knight is, well, 1200 hit points, which could be a full abomination, or something even better, being able to turn the tide of the battle. Meanwhile, well, Raise Dead, unless you are bringing meat wagons, you're animating Crypt Fiends, and you're bringing in the fight into a situation where your opponent has to actually battle it out, as opposed to, say, Scroll of Town Portal away. That's the normal reaction if all of a sudden there is a large army of units that you can't kill. You just try and run away, and if you can't run away, well, that's a separate issue entirely. Meanwhile, Death Knight now going to go ahead and try to clear out this Forest Troll Warlord Cramp. Death Knight now sitting at level 3, and this is an interesting pickup. The Staff of Silence, allowing the Undead army to not have to go for a Dark Ranger. The Dark Ranger normally silences is really powerful against that Shadow Hunter. You're able to silence, shut down that Shadow Hunter's healing ability. We are also looking at a Tauren Chieftain joining in on the fight, but I still don't know if Necromancers have been revealed. Let's take a look back across here. We had Halls of the Dead. We are going into Adept Training. We are going into the Slaughterhouse, and the Necromancer ability, is it gonna be for Cripple? No, or is it for Curse? It might be for Curse, or is that Banshee's ability? Oh my gosh, I'm getting all of my Undead abilities mixed up right about now. Raised Dead is at tier 2, as you can take a look. Cast Raised Dead, but the problem is going to be, do they in fact have enough, corpses on the field to actually be useful? Ogre Warrior going to get taken down here. Lich needs to pick up, Unholy Frenzy. Oh yeah, there we go. That's the other ability that I was missing right there. Staff of Silence there. Lich sitting at level 3 now. Full on mana. And with Frost Nova Death Coil, you can finish off units pretty fast with those abilities. The problem is going to be whether or not you can get a critical mass of skeletons out onto the field. Crypt Fiend still out and about as well. Undead versus Orc. Raised Dead just generally doesn't work out where there's not that many 2 supply units besides the Necromancers themselves, so you're not actually going to see a large number of skeletons out on the battlefield, or a lot of corpses out on the battlefield to actually animate. Death Knight sitting at level 3 right now. Scroll of Town Portal to try and head back. Let's take a look. We are going to see that Tomb of Relics now taken down. And let's take a look. Blade Master is right there, still left behind. Are we going to see a Dust of Appearance? No Dust of Appearance at all, as the Death Knight now leads the charge, chasing after all of those units. All right, Necromancer making their way back out. Blade Master has to be extremely careful. Doesn't want to try and engage against anything that has Frost Armor. And the fact that the Death Knight also has Ring of Regeneration in addition to his other abilities, that could, make it even that much more difficult for that Death Knight to be killed. All right, let's take a look. Going after that unit there, Obsidian Statue. We are going to go ahead and go into Cripple. Cripple putting major damage on that Blade Master, down to -2 attack, and this is after the Boots of Quel'Thalas and 3 Circlets of Nobility. All right, Blade Master right here. Is it going to try to run on in? Tomb of Relics being built down. Blade Master now knows that my undead opponent has an expansion. And what is really going to go down here? All right, the Undead, the Blade Master going to try to knock on this door here. Acolyte, it may get taken down, but the Blade Master is attacking very slowly, and the units can just, walk around and play this annoying game. Let's take a look. We're going to see perhaps another Cripple, and there you go, that Blade Master having a difficult time. Meanwhile, the fight over here at the other end, a Tauren Chieftain may have a little bit of a problem, could get surrounded, and Tauren Chieftain with Endurance Aura first is going to get taken down. I believe the Tauren Chieftain did end up getting crippled, and that's why he was slowed. Back at the other side, Animate dead here, and those are now, skeletal minions chasing after that Blade Master. All right, that must be, useful in life, useful in death. The Necromancer now trying to still continue to fight back across here. Shadowhunter making its way over. Undead Army heading back over here as well. Lich going after the Kodo Beast. 2 more shots, 1 more shot should finish it off. There it goes, a big Kodo Beast now lost. Meanwhile, there goes that Tomb of Relics. Death Knight now shows up to the party. Raiders trying to finish things off. Necromancer going to get ensnared as we see a Scroll of Town Portal on the Shadow Hunter. Quick exit if possible, but there goes another Raider. All right. Syde with a 62 supply compared to 46. Syde has a big advantage. Necromancer with Cripple dealing or shutting down single large supply units. It makes sense now that I say it. Necromancers being able to take the Blade Master essentially out of the fight. They're attacking slower because of Frost Armor. They're dealing less damage. They're moving slower. All of this just tends to add up. Claws of Attack +6 being left behind. I don't know if the Blade Master realizes this. Claws of Attack +6 are incredibly helpful as the Blade Master now makes his way over here to the bottom left, and he will be trying to put pressure with a split prong attack once more. All right, Main Undead army moving across out here. Let's take a look. Peon's going to be setting up an expansion over here to the top right. Let's take a look. Blade Master, 141 critical strike. More damage getting added in as that Acolyte will get taken down. There it goes. And more Acolytes could be trained. Are the Acolytes going to perhaps back away? Meanwhile, let's take a look. Shadow Hunter, Scroll of Speed used to counteract the slow of Cripple. Exactly what you need, as now there are Banshees. All right, Banshees out onto the field. You have Cripple, and you're also going to get Curse. Curse is going to cause the Blade Master to miss, and the Cripple is causing damage, well, just all sorts of debuffs, as you're going to see a Ziggurat perhaps get taken down. Multiple misses by the Blade Master. Anyone who has seen multiple critical strikes at the hands of a Blade Master now knows, well, can only just laugh at the fact that the Blade Master can't hit the side of a Ziggurat with a giant sword. All right, units now making their way back out. Death Knight now making its way over here to the top right. It looks as though this Orc Burrow and this base will get shut down once again. Raiders are making their way through to try and clean this up, and the economic race is going to start to go in favor of, well, the Undead. Let's take a look at this. Peons could get taken down. There goes 1, 2. Oh, units quickly jump inside. We are going to go ahead and start animating those dead peons, and once those animated dead peons are out onto the field, that damage can be had and, well, can grow up pretty fast. Necropolis right across over here. Acolyte gonna get taken down. Windwalk strike followed by a critical strike. Another one could be coming in the works. There goes another Nerubian tower as well, but it is going to be a change of bases. Skeletal minions purposely backing up. Are they going to try and hit this Great Hall as well? There you go. Some skeletal minions are left right there to try and engage. Meanwhile, the Blade Master is still here trying to stick around in this fight. This could be very bad. Death Coil saves him. Blade Master is, well, dust of appearance. That Blade Master is currently revealed. Are you going to see him crippled? Yes, he is crippled. Are you going to see a curse or any sort of additional damage? Death Knight trying to close in on it, but able to escape at 25 hit points. Skeletal minions still hanging back across over here. Gonna finish and deal more damage to the remaining units that are trying to do a little bit more mining. Tauren Chieftain now making its way back over as well. Acolytes joining in, doing mass repairs on the Black Citadel as the Death Knight now shows up to the party. Shadow Hunter says, you know what, I do not want to be here at all. Let's take a look. Death Knight finishes off one single raider. As, well, it looks like this particular base will stand tall. One skeletal minion about to finish off some more units here. Perhaps take down an Orc Burrow as you see a bit of repairs. Alright, more skeletal minions heading back off to the north. Lich heading back over here. It is going to be clearing out this Rock Golem creep camp. Death Knight may in fact get closer to level 5, but it will not get there. No destroyers in this, and this Black Citadel finally getting upgraded. We should be looking at an Orb of Corruption. No Orb of Corruption yet, so that is a bit delayed. Let's take a look what else is going to be added to this army. It looks like Boots of Quel'Thalas added to the Lich. Not quite sure why, as we're going to see these Forest Troll Trappers getting taken out. Alright, skeletal minions going after all of these, well, the whatever is here, just pretty much getting all of these summons out to finish off many of these units. Peons are going to get taken down. There goes another, as the Death Knight still leading that army out across the field. We are still at adept training. We do not see... oh, thank you for the cheer. Very, very generous of you. Every little bit helps. Thank you again once more as the Death Knight ready to protect from this attack off to the north. Glad to see me streaming. Glad to interact with everyone. Always very helpful. Yeah, thank you again. As we are now looking at the Tauren Chieftain now making their way back over here to the top right. Now, what is happening next? Blade Master ready to make their way back down. Blade Master taking a lot of damage, but still able to run back all the way through. Where is it going to try and go? Just dancing around back and forth. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain getting in a little bit of extra creeping, trying to get to level 3. Skeletal minions are still off to the north here, putting pressure, but it looks like they're finally all taken down. 65 supply compared to 57, and we've been stuck in this portion of the game for quite some time. It really feels like Fly has no real idea how to move forward. All right, there's some additional damage. There's a curse. The curse, a little bit of extra damage there. Blade Master able to chase through here, and well, well, the Acolyte able to pretty much teleport to the opposite side of the mine, as this Acolyte, well, in a little bit of trouble. Shade now keeping nearby, level 5 on that Blade Master. Blade Master, even if it tries to wind walk, oh wait, let's take a look at this, going after more units. There's that Purge preventing it. Meanwhile, off on the other side, Death Knight, Frost Coil, Cripple, Disenchant finally coming across, as the Death Knight may be able to finish off this raider. No, needs to get 1 or 2 more shots off. There's Spirit Link, and once Spirit Link is cast, the Death Coil is not going to be enough. Blade Master still trying to wander back around. Let's take a look. Blade Master down to almost dead, down to 27, down to 19, down to 11 hit points, as we are looking for that, well, the Tauren Chieftain to regroup here and perhaps heal back up that unit. Healing wave coming across. Meanwhile, one lone Death Knight could probably finish off all of these peons without much of an issue, but this expansion needs to get cleaned up. Raiders desperately well, trying to get in some damage here, perhaps try to finish things off. No Scroll of Town Portal coming in at all. There's a big stomp here as the Tauren Chieftain coming in. You see the quick intake and outtake of all of these units. Is the Blade Master going to get taken down? No, it is not. Pretty much stuck in a giant traffic jam there. All the units get away. That Death Knight has been playing with the Grim Reaper and somehow able to get away multiple times, pretty much escaping sub 25 hit points in multiple scenarios. Now Flyde is setting up his second base, and he is going to be well on his way with an economic advantage. Main bases are nearly mined out. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, main bases are nearly mined out. Acolytes just hanging across over here. Caesar, thank you for the follow, as we're now looking at the Shadow Hunter, well, getting up a little bit more mana as well. This game may, if there are any orc haters right now, things are not looking for you. It looks like Undead has not been able to hold on to its advantage and now maybe starting to fall apart. Let's take a look back across over here. This is once again a standard problem for the Undead army. The Undead army unable to deal with actually shutting down bases and buildings. And when you're trying to take down multiple expansions, if you're unable to take down the actual Great Hall, well, what does that really say? Alright, Great Hall about to get taken down. Scroll of Town Portal heading back the other way. Blade Master is still right there. Is there a shade nearby? Blade Master, is he revealed? Yes, he is. Let's take a look. Death Knight, Frost Coil, Cripple, Blade Master down to 226, 179. Shadow Hunter right there, silenced against the Shadow Hunter, and the Blade Master finally falls. Blade Master cheating death for so long, now unable to. I can hear a cry of happiness across the internet as people are saying finally that annoying Blade Master is gone. However, probably resurrected here in just a moment. Tauren Chieftain able to make its way back over here to the top right. That silence was absolutely beautiful from the Death Knight, and that Staff of Silence there as the Tauren Chieftain is able to escape. Main base now mined out. Undead base is also mined out as well. Acolytes need to set up an expansion. I would have thought they would have tried to expand over here, but no, it looks like they're actually expanding into this location here. Lich also on the move. Lich does not have that much mana and should not be wandering by him, her, or itself. Can't quite tell. And gender neutral pronouns. Not quite sure the race of this particular, or the sex of this particular Lich, as we're looking at the peons now trying to get finished off here. All right. Necromancers trying to, well, summon up some more units. That is the problem with peons, though. Peons get finished off very quickly. Death Knight does have a Scroll of Town Portal. There goes one. Lich now goes up to level 5. Are we going to try and take down the Great Hall? Meanwhile, Tauren Chieftain is going to go ahead and dive on in here. Going to try to get some repairs across. Perhaps split the attack from all of the units here, as now there is the Stomp. Trying to slow things down. Where is the Scroll of Town Portal? There it is, as we were taking a look at, well, is any of the units too far away? No, that Tauren Chieftain, I thought he may have been too far away, but he was just on the outskirts and able to hitch a ride back on that Scroll of Town Portal. Ghouls finishing off the Great Hall here, and I take it back. Syde and his undead shenanigans now pulling ahead, as Fly is down to 1 base and Syde is setting up his second. 74 supply compared to 79. Level 5 going up against a level 5, level 4, level 2. Tauren Chieftain at level 3 could turn the tide of this as well. There is also enough obsidian statues, and we are also looking at some destroyers as well. Destroyers that devour magic, and if Spirit Link is used, will quickly be eaten all up. Taurens are also out onto the field as well, as you're going to see the Death Knight now rush on over here to the top left. All right. Trading of bases already underway, and well, what is going to end up happening? Trading of this base compared to the other. Death Knight now makes its way back over. Crypt Fiends now going to make their way over and finish off some more units. Necromancers, well, living up to their name, getting up that whole entire undead army. Lich getting extra mana as well, up to 370, as this expansion could end up getting taken down. Tauren Chieftain, is it going to get too far back? Where is the undead army? There it is once more, as the fight is now raging on through. Stomp across, well, half of the undead army, and well, the Tauren Chieftain is just living up and may be able to step on all of these bugs here. Let's take a look at this. Syde pushing through and really coming across with this Tauren Chieftain in an unfortunate spot. He was trying to trap his opponent. Little did he know that he was going to get trapped, and Syde is just getting stepped on. Syde is having massive problems now that Tauren Chieftain was able to deal so much damage. Taurens also, they're following up, and what was an 80 versus 80 army now is 70 to 43, as the Scroll of Town portal, well, Fly completely trapped his opponent there. We do see a Banshee. Banshee does have possession. Let's take a look. Are we going to see Cripple or anything else right there? Blade Master could be in trouble. Death Knight, Death Coil, units trying to make their way back out. Let's take a look. Lich trying to chase after that unit. It purposely devoured or tried to sacrifice one last unit. There is another Death Coil. Shade is still right there, just trying to finish off the Blade Master for fun, but unable to. And Fly gets the win. A beautiful back and forth game here on Twisted Meadows. Syde unable to finish the work he started. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.